They're the fastest metal cars you've ever seen. Mattel's new Hot Wheels.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin, and today I want to share with you on a very special episode of my Hot Wheels series an entire video on my personal sprint car collection. And when I say sprint car, I mean sprint car. These are the winged 410 Sprints that travel the country and race on 3/8, quarter mile, half mile racetracks. This particular one is Brad Sweet, number 49. He races for Napa Auto. And I have two other ones on the bench I'm going to share with you. So let's get to it. Okay, the first car I want to show you has an interesting story to it. So this is my 1/64th diecast, number 21 Tarleton sponsored Chase Elliott car. Now, a few years ago, Chase, he's obviously famous for his NASCAR racing. But he did take part in some sprint car racing, and he drove the number 21 Tarleton car. Now, my very dear friend Chuck over at Chuck Dupree Sports Cards and More gifted this to me. And but here's the interesting thing: he got this at the Bill Elliott Museum. I believe he got to meet Bill Elliott, if I'm not mistaken, and he picked up the Chase Elliott car. Gifted it to me because he knows I'm a huge sprint car fan. And I'm going to open this up. You can pop it open and then pop it, back closed again, so we're not really damaging anything. But let me show you the car. And as I open it, I will tell you a little bit more about this car. So if you guys remember, 3 or 4 years ago, also I videoed a sprint car race that I went to up in Washington State at Skagit Speedway, and I got to meet Tanner Holmes, who has a very popular YouTube channel, and I taped his night. Actually, 2 nights in a row I went out and watched him race on Friday and Saturday nights, and I made a nice little video for him and a little tribute. And he was running the 18T car, which is his own personal family car. And so over the last few years, he's been running his own 18T. He also got to run for Bobby Allen in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, which was a huge opportunity for him to show off his skills and talents on the track. Well, maybe a week or two ago, I get a message from Chuck saying, "Hey, Kevin, I know you're a Tanner Holmes fan. Do you have a Tanner Holmes diecast car?" And I said, "No. In fact, I don't even know if they make one." Well, I've since found out that they do. But this year, he actually is running in the Kubota High Limit Series, which is touring the country right now. And guess what car he drives? Guess what car he drives?
On the backstretch, now making his way into turn number 3. Out of Jacksonville, Oregon, he drives the Tarleton and Sun American Rock and Rent Durst Incorporated High Performance Lubricants number 21. That is Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in car number 21.
Tanner is driving the number 21 Tarleton car, all black color scheme. So when I realized that, my eyes about popped out of my head when I saw this thing, and I immediately messaged Chuck, and I'm like, "Chuck, not only do they, and they do make a diecast of Tanner, but I said, you bought me a diecast of Tanner's car." And he goes, "No, I didn't." I said, "Yes, you did. Even though it says Chase Elliott on it, this is what Tanner's driving now." So by way of funny coincidence, and I don't believe in coincidences, I do have the Tanner Holmes car for the year. So how cool is that this is actually Tanner's car? And so I just want to share that little story with you. So I recently went to the races locally down in Casa Grande, Arizona, which is about 45 minutes away from my home. And I got to watch the High Limit Series as they passed through, and I got to see Tanner in this very car. And I'll show you some video clips of it here in my video of him doing some qualifying and hot lapping. So yeah, I got to see Tanner again. We had a great visit. Got to chat with his parents as well. A wonderful family, just down to earth. What you see in his post-race interviews and everything, he's not putting on a show or acting. That is the real Tanner. So while I was there at the races, I hit the merchandise booths and I picked up the Brad Sweet car, as I showed you in the intro. Obviously, this is much jazzed up. It's got the crazy color scheme going on. He's from California, drives for Napa. And for those of you who don't know, Brad Sweet's sister married the infamous Kyle Larson, who runs NASCAR and dominates just about every sprint car race that he runs. So all in the family, Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson are brothers-in-law. So that's kind of interesting. Now, I'm going to do something that you probably are thinking is absolutely crazy. What are you doing? Kevin, don't do it. Don't do it. No! Kevin, no! You're destroying this perfectly sealed packaged car. And I would say, you're absolutely correct. I am. I'm going to preserve the card, though, because the card is snazzy. It's pretty colorful and stylish. But guess what? I bought 2 of these, so that's okay. I can open up one and play with it. Did I cut that enough? I don't think I did. Oh, yeah, I did. So, yeah, I bought 2. They had a good deal. They had 1 for $15 or 2 for $20. I'm like, well, you can't really just buy one and say another one only costs $5 more. So I did go ahead and purchase the second car with this intention. Now, I shouldn't risk damaging the car. So let's go ahead and cut this open all the way. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous casting. Look at the detail on that. Every little individual sponsor sticker. I mean, look at my fingernail. You can see how small those decals are. Yet they are under a microscope, they are as clear as a day. Sprint car drivers put their names on the front of the wing. Hoosier decals on the tires. Single axle. Made in China by Acme. How cool is that? So let's see if the scale's the same. Let's see, the wheel bases are equal. Yeah, so same size car. Okay, so those are the 2 cars I have in my collection. 3 if you want to count the one I'm not going to open up. But we're not done. I was also fortunate enough to pick up a single of the number 24 Rico Abreu car. Not quite as snazzy a design for the background picture, but guess what? I picked up one because this can be opened and closed again. So I don't need to worry about opening up and playing with it and then putting it back in the box. So let's go ahead and rip this open and play with it. Now I can tell you right off the bat, these are different productions. Okay, yeah, this is Ertl. The other 2 are from Acme, right? Is this one Acme also? Yes. But this one is Ertl, and I don't know if you can see it, but these tires are spongy. Those other ones are kind of a hard plastic, rubbery feel, but this, I like to feel the tires better. But what's interesting though is even though this says, I believe it said 1/64th, yeah, at the bottom there, it says 1/64th. It really isn't. Or the other 2 are not, because this is significantly bigger. I'll put the rear wheels side by side. They both claim to be 1/64th. So which is really 1/64th? I don't know. But close enough that, you know, if you put them on a track, I guess you can tell, but not from a distance. But Rico Abreu, number 24. So here you got Brad and Rico, 2 of the top drivers in all of sprint car racing history, still competing week in and week out. And here you got, again, I'm not going to call this the Chase Elliott car. I'm going to call this the Tanner Holmes car. You've got an upcoming driver that's young and hungry for wins, and he's getting better every week. So I'm excited to have all 3 of these cars in my sprint car collection. And if you guys have never been to a sprint car race, you got to go. They travel all over the country. Just about every state has a dirt track. It's not anything like any other kind of racing you've ever seen. It's not like drag racing, Indy cars, Formula One, NASCAR, anything like that. It is its own unique style of racing, and it's pure driving. The way they slide in the turns, you've got to counter steer, got to manage your throttle, manage your steering, and these guys are doing it just inches apart in open wheel. When these two tires make contact, one of these two cars is going to go flipping end over end. It's quite dramatic.
He's right there. Drag race to the line. Oh, contact is made. Still contact. Hard flip into turn number 1. Red flag is out.
So there you have it. Highlight my small but fun little sprint car collection. Who knows? Maybe I'll start to grow this collection as well. So with that, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching. Go watch the sprint car race. You'll love it. I promise. God bless, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Number 10X, it's Dominic Gordon. Dominic Gordon, the 10X, Holmes in the 21. Lap number 1, 14-year-old. Quinn 12 in 2-1. 1-2-8-2-1. Lap number 1 for Dominic Gordon. 13-4-1-1. 1-3-4-1-1. 13-0-9-3. First lap better. And second overall, 12-8-2-1. And for Dominic Gordon to the 6th position at 13,200, 13200. Dominic Gordon P6 and Tanner Holmes in 2nd of 10 cars with 7 left to come out in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. And pack from row 1, Reitzel and Abreu in row number 2. Tanner Holmes and Brad Sweet in row 3. Row 4, it's Jason Persley and Brenham Crouch. Row 5, Danny Sams and Spencer Baston. Row number 6, Brent Marks and Robbie Price. Row 7 is Dominic Gordon and Austin McCarl. Row 8, Aspen Torgerson and Ryan Brunell. Row number 9, Sterling Kling and Nick Parker. Row 10, Casey Kane and Caleb Montgomery. Row 11, Tanner Thorson and Colby Thornhill. And out back, Chase Randall and Josh Bachman.